That shit for these fuck niggas.
We taking over, taking over, taking over. We taking over, taking over, taking over. We taking over, taking over, taking over. We taking over, taking over, taking over.
Roll 'em up, let 'em up, watch me bake. King of my city, fast breaking like a lake.
Yo, what's up? This your boy Ray coming at you live with RAYted-PG radio and talk show. Tonight, my boy PG's not in the building tonight, but we're going to go ahead and jump on this subject that's already hot in the news, and it's the whole Colin Kaepernick situation. Was he right or was he wrong for taking a stand? You know, going ahead and exercising his right to do what we as Americans are allowed to do, which is, you know, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, you know, all that stuff, all those freedoms that we're supposed to be allowed. People are crucifying this man for right now, and me personally, I don't think it's right. Now, at the same time, him standing, him doing it in the manner that he did, do I think it's disrespectful? It depends on how you look at it. I grew up as a military brat, so I have a mixed emotion on that. Like, I know my family members, my dad, my stepdad, and people like my grandfather, you know, they fought for people's rights, but they also fought for that right for you to have that option, whether you wanted to choose to stand or choose to sit. I just don't feel it's right that people continue to crucify him. Now, I hear a lot of people talking about why doesn't he give back to the community? What's he doing? How's he giving back to the inner city? What people don't fail to realize is, you know, these NFL athletes and people like that, they're required by the league to give time. Now, at the same time, why does everybody have to put things towards a dollar amount? What's a dollar going to do in the inner city? The issue with Black Lives Matter, the BLM movement and things of that sort, it's not the lack of funds in the inner city. It's the lack of respect that, you know, people of different ethnicities are receiving right now. And, you know, you hear a lot about white privileges and stuff, and I don't want to really touch on that because I don't have a hateful bone in my body. Unless you give me a reason to hate you, I'm not going to hate you. And even for me to say I hate you, those are some strong words. But when I think inner city and the youth that needs help, yes, a lot of the problem with the inner city, and I'm not even going to narrow it down to black community, I'm going to say minorities in general, is, you know, the lack of guidance that these kids have. It's not the dollar amount. All the money in the world doesn't mean anything. More money, more problems. It's always been the thing. The real thing is it takes a village to raise a child. Now, nowhere in that quote does it say it takes a white village or a black village or Hispanic village, anything of that sort. It just says a village. So why is it you look for people like Colin Kaepernick to go ahead and stand up and donate his time and money? These same people that are saying, well, what's he done? What have you done? I mean, that's the bigger question. What have you done to help the inner city? We all look for these big time celebrities, multimillionaires to go out and help, but you don't have to spend $1 to help a child. I donate plenty of my time for free. I coach rec league sports. I go and I do stuff in the communities with the schools and stuff like that because I feel every little bit of help I can give to these kids to show that there are positive role models out there, people that actually care about them, it's gonna cause these kids down the road to have a better outlook on life. Now, when a white person goes off and you start to judge these black kids or Hispanic kids and stuff, I want to know, are you taking the time to help these black kids and these Hispanic kids or whatnot? When I help these kids, I don't care what color you are, what race you are, I'm going to help you because I know there's people of all different ethnicities, all different backgrounds and cultures and stuff that are living in poverty. There's underprivileged white people, there's underprivileged Asian people. I mean, there's underprivileged everybody. I try not to judge you until you give me a reason to judge you. Like, it's not my place to judge you. You know, when it comes down to it on Judgment Day, that's God's call. I have nothing to do with that. But I feel that people shouldn't necessarily crucify a man for wanting to stand up for something he believes in. This is the same stuff that people like Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown, even Jackie Robinson, these athletes, they did it and people praise them today. Muhammad Ali passed away a few months ago and people praised him as one of the greatest fighters of all time. But this same man protested fighting in Vietnam because he felt he shouldn't go be over there fighting a war he referred to as the white man's war, the government's war, because we wanted money. We wanted to take over something that we shouldn't have been in to begin with, and I don't fault him for that. Now, granted, much respect to all the Vietnam vets out there. My dad's one of them. But I know these people, they fought in that war. A lot of them didn't want to fight in that war. They were pretty much forced to do that. And what people fail to realize is here in America, America's bullies. You know, we go over to these countries, you know, we try and force our freedom, our government onto these other countries. Who's to say our government is the government you should be following? What's wrong with their government? It's not that their government is technically wrong. They just don't have the proper structure. Now, if you go in there and you try and structure their government to better what they're used to, accustomed to, things might work out. Don't necessarily force what we claim is a democracy, because America's not a democracy. It's a republic. Nowhere in the Pledge of Allegiance does it say, and to the democracy for which it stands. It says, and to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For all. Liberty and justice for all. But I think people fail to catch on to those final lines of the Pledge of Allegiance, because everybody is not receiving that liberty and justice. Yes, we have that liberty, but a lot of people don't understand, as a minority, we live under a microscope. We are constantly being watched. And I know people don't want to hear that because they think, oh, you want some type of handout, you want this guilt trip. And no, I could give two flips about your handout. But I want you to also understand that we do get judged. We do get looked at a certain way. The more you live in denial and you want to close your eyes to it, the more problem we're going to have in this world. The second the government decides to come out into the inner cities, not your money, but you personally, people like Donald Trump, people like Hillary Clinton, you know, all these government politicians and stuff, donate your time to the inner cities. Show these inner city kids that you actually care. Don't just sit there and stand behind a podium reading your teleprompter or whatever. Get out there and actually show them that you care. Because me personally, if I'm just hearing you say, you know, seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. You can talk till you're blue in the face, but until you actually prove it, show those actions, because actions speak louder than words. Until you can actually show me that you care about our community, our kids, our youth, our schools, the stuff you're preaching, you know, I take it with a grain of salt. Because I know politicians are going to tell you what you want to hear just till they get in office. And then the second they get in office, all that stuff changes. They all answer to their higher boss, whoever it may be. And it's all a crooked system to begin with. Our judicial system is crooked. It's set up for failure. You know, they give you commit a misdemeanor crime, but they give you 5 years probation. And they give you 5 years probation with tight stipulations. Don't get pulled over for a tail light being out, or you got a tag light out, because you get pulled over, you just violated probation and you're right back in the jail system, paying more money. Yes, that's how the system is set up for failure. People don't realize that unless you're actually caught up in the system. Everybody else thinks, oh, well, you shouldn't have done the crime or whatever. No, a lot of times these crimes you do could be just wrong place, wrong time. But a lot of people want to shed a dark cloud over people just because of what they're caught up in, not knowing the full story. But back to the Colin Kaepernick thing, you know, give the man a break. He didn't run out there and, you know, boast and brag and cause a scene. No, he took his seat behind everybody else. He quietly sat back there. Had it not been for the media wanting a story, we wouldn't even know what was going on with this. If this was a clean-cut athlete, somebody like a J.J. Watt or Matt Ryan or somebody that's never been in the public spotlight like that, would this still be an issue? Would we praise those athletes for standing up for people that are oppressed? Or will we continue to bash them? I know it had to been another, you know, a Cam Newton or somebody of that sort, I could almost guarantee that we'd be riding these athletes just like we did Colin Kaepernick in this situation. But again, pot or kettle. You want to preach, how America's this great country, and we should be living up to this, that, and the other. But this is also a country built on double standards and judgment and theft. Like, we stole this land. We stole the land from the Indians, but we give them no love. There's no Native American History Month. There's no Native American Day. Like, there's nothing like that that shows respect to the people we originally took this land from. But as a black man, I don't even care for Black History Month. Why are you going to give me just 1 month to celebrate my history? Why not celebrate my history the other 12 months or 11 months out of the year? But that's how this country is. It's based on lies. It's based on theft. And people may not want to hear it. Oh, Ray, you're just all on that soapbox. No, Ray is speaking the truth, because that's what RAYted-PG is about. Me and my boy PG, when he's on this show, you're going to hear that we're going to bring a lot of truth to you. We're going to bring a lot of light to the subject. But until then, I'm going to get off this soapbox. I'm 11 minutes in, and I know it's late at night. So I just want to hit y'all up with this first little show. Give me your little feedback. I'm going to post this. It'll probably be on, YouTube and a couple other things. But I'm going to go ahead and post this up. People, please feel free to chime in, leave me your comments, and give me, I'm going to take everybody's comments, and I evaluate what everybody has to say. I try not to judge you. So when I read it, I'll take it as a professional. If you want to criticize me, hey, criticize me. That's what it is. But I feel the more people get involved in these type of debates and discussions and stuff like that, the more it helps you educate yourself. Because at that point, you have to pick up a book. You have to do something other than just see what you see on social media or hear on the news. No, I want you to dig deep into the archives and get some information. Prove me wrong in these things, because that's what this is about. This knowledge is power, and you're going to find that out the hard way debating with me, but knowledge is power. Anyway, I'm your boy Ray. This is RAYted-PG. I'm out.
That shit for these fuck niggas.
We taking over, taking over, taking over. We taking over, taking over, taking over. We taking over, taking over, taking over. We taking over, taking over, taking over.